Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, fringe candidates, and generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson.
I'm Una O'Leary.
And oh man, do we have an episode this week. We've dedicated ourselves now with the election year of 2024 on the horizon of talking about
Careful with that
No,
Dusty.
I know. I and you are brought in out of nowhere
Yes.
to discuss every third party convention that happens on the way to 2024.
Hell yeah.
And we had a brand new small third party convention happen on the weekend of October 20th through the 22nd.
We'll love to see it. Excellent. Who's our lucky winner?
Socialist Party USA.
Hooray, which is different from the other Socialist Party.
Correct. Here in America, this is off the top of my head, we have Socialist Party USA, Socialist Workers, Socialist Equality, the Workers' Party, which is based out of Massachusetts, the Peace and Freedom Party based out of California, Socialist Alternative, the Party of Socialism and Liberation.
That's that free market, baby. You get your choice.
And that's not even mentioning the Communist Party and the offshoot Party of Communists. So there's a lot of them. So yeah, I think it's more than fair to ask, like, hey, who are these people and how are they different from the other socialists in America?
What makes this Diet Cola different from the other Diet Colas?
Well, the thing that helps with this party is it's kind of sort of related to the original Socialist Party of America.
Okay.
So on last week's episode, when we talked about Aaron Coleman, the monster of Kansas, we talked about Social Democrats USA, which split from the Socialist Party of the United States, mainly because the Socialist Party at the time hadn't run anyone for president since 1954. And they wanted to rebrand to let people know they're not running anyone for office. They might endorse, but they're mostly going to push democratic socialism, and that's it. But I think I mentioned at the same time, there's also a subset within the party that did not like this decision.
Because would this be a socialist party without an angry fraction coming within?
I mean, you're right. Yeah, there has to be, it's not a thing of biding your time. It's a thing of like, well, fuck it. Let's just make something now. So when they voted to rebrand, 2/3 of the party supported the change, and then 1/3 of the party decided, fuck this, we're leaving, to both start their own organizations. One group ended up forming the Democratic Socialist Organizing Committee, which would evolve into the Democratic Socialists of America. So in the split, they're the ones who definitely won very, very much.
Nice. In my mind, I'm visualizing like mitosis of cells.
Yeah, just imagine the game Spore. Only you're talking about socialism.
Great.
And then the other, I guess, 1/6 of the people who left founded the Socialist Party of the United States of America, or Socialist Party USA for brevity. And they immediately got to work to name themselves as the true Socialist Party of America successor.
Love it. Branding is everything.
Yeah. And, since we talk about social democrats and just how far they've fallen and how, as of right now, they've maybe dozens of members, this was clearly the smart move for both of those groups to make. While Socialist Party USA is not that big, it's still bigger than the Social Democrats USA. So they decided to branch off. They start their own group that's going right back to running for office. And the first step into doing that involved electing former mayor of Milwaukee, Frank Zeidler, to the seat of party chairman. Now, Zeidler had been one of the last big winners for the Socialist Party and had his tenure of mayor from 1948 to 1960. Zeidler and Milwaukee's love of socialist mayors is something that we're definitely going to talk about one day, because Milwaukee had 3 legit, completely open about it, socialist mayors. And when ranked among other mayors in history, historians would decide that Zeidler is one of the best mayors that we have ever had in this country.
Well, damn. I feel like that's an endorsement for socialist parties right there.
It kind of should have been. It's in 1960, he ends up leaving office due to a mix of the rest of the city not really being on board with him working on civil rights and not being as open on that as they were. And so he kind of recognized that nothing was going to happen from there on out and just dropped out of politics.
Woof. Oy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Because, Milwaukee's one of the most segregated cities in America now.
Yeah.
And I guess had been.
But that was the last big hurrah for socialism in America, was Frank Zeidler. But the problem, though, is in 1970, the public interest in joining a socialist party had waned considerably. From the 1900s through the 1940s, the Socialist Party of America had been able to regularly win over 100,000 votes in all but one presidential contest. But in 1975, 1995, the Socialist Party USA had only been able to get about 400 to 600 people to join as members, and that number hasn't risen by much. So in their first ever presidential race in 1976, they nominated Zeidler, and across 10 states won a little over 6,000 votes. A lot of this lack of interest could be attributed to McCarthyism, the Red Scare, and kind of the ease at which the major parties have been able to make socialism and communism synonyms for each other, despite there being like 8,000 brands of each.
Right.
And unfair as that is, that first election would go to show how far the new Socialist Party had to go, and frankly, still very much has to go. Looking strictly at presidential races, the party has, in one way or another, participated in every race since its founding. In 1984 and 2020, they would endorse nominees of other parties, which technically count as their best results so far.
Okay.
In 1989, they endorsed the Citizens Party nominee Sonia Jackson, who got 0.08% of the votes. And in 2020, they endorsed Green Party nominee Howie Hawkins. The Green Party was trying really, really hard to get a unified leftist movement to all endorse Howie, but they were only able to get the Socialist Party USA and the Liberty Union Party for Vermont to join. But despite this, Hawkins does win 404,000 votes, which technically makes this the best result for the Socialist Party USA in their history.
Let's try to get you some real wins, Socialist Party USA.
Because yeah, this isn't going to give them any automatic ballot status anywhere. It's like when you go to a convention and you see all the big things like brought to you by Coca-Cola. They're the people who paid $100,000 to be on the bottom of the poster that no one reads.
Yeah. Their day 4 Sunday afternoon Lollapalooza.
Yes.
Yeah. Stage 3, tiny ass 5-point font on the poster.
Yeah. God, that's brutal. So on their own, the best presidential year they had came in 2004. They nominated former Democrat and Oregon State Senator Walt Brown. And Walt ended up being a bit of a controversial choice because people in the party found out that in his past he held anti-abortion views. Seems like he changed them, but that was still a thing where it's like maybe you should have always been supportive of abortion.
It's one of those things where like if you can show this, like, yeah, I did believe in that, and then I actually read a thing and talked to a woman, I feel like that's a really good thing. Like, and I want to support more candidates who are like, wow, you know what? Like, this is where I started and this is where I am. I feel like that shows growth. And instead, so many people are like, if you don't always hold the same values, then like you're not pure enough for me to vote for you. And it's like, whoa, we are all human. Let us have a main character arc.
Well, I think part of it comes from just, especially in this sphere of American politics, you have so many people who just say the right things to get power, but these are people who also fall within that category, also don't have their past beliefs publicly available. So I think it's a worry about something that really doesn't need a worry.
Right. And I can see too, if like the concern is always, of course, it's like, oh shit, he had anti-abortion views and we really didn't like question him on that. And like, who are we getting? Hold on.
Exactly. And so despite a decent chunk of the party being not exactly happy about this, Brown ends up winning 10,000 votes across 8 states. And that has been the high watermark, is barely polling 0.01% on election day for president. They do have one kind of public high watermark in the next election in 2008. I don't know if you remember this, but they had elected a guy named Brian Moore. And around that time is when John McCain was talking about how Barack Obama's a socialist. And so Brian Moore went on the Colbert Report to say, no, he's not a socialist. And if you want to vote for a socialist, you could vote for me.
Right.
Which also isn't true because he was only on the ballot in 8 states. So like there wasn't much to go there.
Yeah.
So by 2016, the party had gone from getting ballot access into 8 states at most to getting on the ballot in Colorado. And that's it.
What? Just the high state?
Yeah. So Colorado is one of the easiest states to get on the presidential ballot, so it's kind of expected.
Interesting.
To be fair, they did also get on the ballot in Michigan, but that's entirely because they won the endorsement from the Natural Law Party that is still going in Michigan and still endorsing people.
All right, Michigan.
Yeah, going all the way back to season 1 with the Natural Law Party. So bleak as that may be, the party has had its share of success in local elections.
Great. Good.
The biggest win in the party's history came in 1989 when Karen Cubby won a special election for a seat on the city council of Iowa City, Iowa.
Hey.
She won re-election in 1991 with 80% of the vote.
Go Hawkeyes.
And then won re-election again in 1995 with about 54%, give or take. After that, she stepped down, didn't run again. And yeah, so that's the longest and most important tenure of anyone in the Socialist Party USA since their founding.
Huzzah. And also, I can't remember if is Iowa City where Iowa State University is or where University of Iowa is.
That's fine.
Because I said go Hawkeyes, but it could be go Cyclones.
I want to
need to prove that I know my Iowa things.
I want to say it's Iowa State, but we're going to find out. It is University of Iowa. You were right.
Boom, go Hawkeyes. Boom.
God damn it. God damn it. I'll never be allowed in Iowa at this rate. Anyway, so as of right now, the party does hold 4 elected offices across the country. 2 are on the Minneapolis Board of Education. 1 is on the Minneapolis Board of Estimates and Taxation.
Ooh.
And the last one is on the Red Bank, New Jersey School Board.
Okay, Red Bank.
Yeah, that one's a real out of nowhere. It's held by a guy named Pat Noble, who's currently the chairman of the party. But yeah, there's not really much of party membership in New Jersey as of right now for Socialist Party USA. But it kind of helps being able to run in nonpartisan races and not having to put that on the ballot. And people just vote for you because they like you.
Yeah, great. No, I'm all for it. I don't consider Northern New Jersey to be like they vote blue, but it's a conservative blue over there.
Yeah. So for a party that's had some local success, the idea of winning a presidential race does seem next to impossible. And I will say the nominees that the party has this year fully admit that they are not going to win the presidency, that this race is all about spreading ideas, growing party support, and maybe getting another local chapter or two. So personally, I was kind of expecting the SPUSA to do what they did in 2020 and endorse the presumptive Green Party candidate Cornel West. But judging from the documentation that the SPUSA has put out, it looks like that was actually never in consideration. I don't know if you saw this recently, but there was an article about why Cornel West left the Green Party, and I'm paraphrasing a direct quote of his. He was mad they expected him to do some Zoom meetings and to come to debates and, run for the nomination.
That was the reason?
It's one. Another reason is it is slightly easier to get on the ballot if you run as an independent. So I think it's probably more that he just didn't want to kowtow to a party and didn't want to actually have to, run to get their endorsement.
Sure, he's Cornel West. He's the name. That
right.
He's bringing everything to the table.
Citation needed, yes.
Yes.
But the one thing that made me realize that this was also never going to happen is the SPUSA required of every presidential and vice presidential nominee that they fill out a questionnaire. And a questionnaire that is about 85% essay question.
Damn, that's quite a bit of homework.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Like, do the damn work. But
well, they also made the results publicly available. You can go to their website and read what everyone wrote, which is really helpful because almost every single candidate does not have a website.
But they do fill out the questionnaire.
Absolutely. And it's really simple stuff. And I'm paraphrasing on a lot of these questions, but it's like, introduce yourself. Why are you a good candidate? How do you define socialism? How long have you been a socialist? How do you differ from the platform? What are the primary goals or objectives for the campaign? This is my personal favorite. To what extent do you feel that you can be an effective voice for bridging the connection between the struggle against capitalism and the struggles against racism, sexism, heterosexism, transphobia, national chauvinism, and other such systemic oppression?
Wow.
Yeah, which is a great question when a big thing that you get in social circles is you need to fight the class war first and ignore identity politics.
Right.
And people like Jimmy Dore act like it's an impossible thing to do. When Fred fucking Hampton figured out how to do it at the age of 20. So I'm glad they add that. And so that's just kind of a taste. There's a lot more questions after that, but it is a long list of due process, and I am astounded and impressed that they did.
Do you think anyone has a ghostwriter to do this?
If anyone would have, it probably would have been Cornell, but from the responses I read, no, I don't think anyone ghostwrote this. Everyone's everyone's responses seem to come directly from them.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone went on Fiverr to have them fill this out.
Right. Or getting Cornel West's example of say having like a graduate student intern on deck
Right.
to assist with speech writing.
Read my books, fill this out. I have things to do.
Right.
So yeah, so it's really, really exciting going into this, knowing that they've done a lot of due process going in. But the big question also is, what kind of socialism does SPUSA follow? With the PSL, we talked about how they are a Marxist-Leninist party, which essentially supports communism, or communism as we know it today.
Or cardamomism, if you value my style of PSL, I will go now.
Oh my God, we're hiring in your face, in front of you. Send essays as to why you should replace Una. God damn it. And I love cardamom. Fuck you. You ruined cardamom for me. Now sage coffees, and that's it.
Oh God.
The answer to this is SPUSA follows what's known as multi-tendency socialism. Now, if you had to make a guess, what do you think multi-tendency socialism is?
My guess would be it's the idea that like you have to kind of stage a multifaceted war against capitalism and its inequalities, that like it's not enough to just rail against, as you said, like a class warfare structure. It's or just be about unions. Like you have to be about unions, but also like maternal health or like race inequalities in rural sectors, yada yada yada. That would be my guess. Like,
that's not a bad guess. I mean, after that cardamom bullshit, that's a really good guess, and
I'm trying to turn it around, Dusty. You do so much work for this. I spit in the face of it.
So the actual answer is, probably the best phrase for it would be big tent socialism.
Oh, okay.
There's like multiple different theories and thoughts and all that. So SPUSA doesn't really care which tenant you subscribe to, so long as you like socialism and you want socialism.
They're the Buddhists of the socialist agenda.
Yeah.
Like they're not jealous. So long as you like respect Buddha's teachings and follow the ways, like you can also be a Catholic, whatever.
Which has probably been the reason for the party's longevity, is that you don't have to be a Marxist or a Marxist-Leninist or a Trotskyist. It's like everyone's fucking welcome, dude. We just want to push it.
Yeah, right.
So in total, the party got 7 interested candidates, with the majority stating they'd be open to either president or vice president. Because that was an option on the form. You could say if you wanted to be president, vice president, or you're running for both.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. But before we get into the candidates and the questionnaire results, we probably need to review the party platform. Because, as I said, one of the big questions or series of questions on the questionnaire is, do you support the party platform? And it was the thing that the party had to decide before they decided on a nominee. So I think the expectation is, yes, you're going to follow the party platform if you're the nominee.
Right.
So as much as I would love to go through the whole damn thing, it is extensive. It is long. It covers a bunch of stuff.
There are essays involved.
There's not. It does come, I refer to it as these things a lot as a bullet point platform, where it's like a lot of ideas with not a lot of really major processes on how that's going to happen. But I think a lot of that is also the SPUSA knows they're not going to win overall. So a lot of the tenses used for the platform is we support or we condone or we push for this. It's not a whole lot of like, there's not a lot of plan making, because what's the point?
Sure. But as you said, it's to get the ideas out there.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're mostly going to be hitting the stuff that is like, not just like we're going to end racism or we don't like racism. It's going to be, here are the things that could be actionably put into a law and change what effect.
Yeah.
Change what happens.
Nice.
So we're starting off with economics in the subsection of worker control. Withdraw the America from all North American trade agreements. So NAFTA, or the USMCA as it's known, is gone. I didn't know there was a Central America and Dominican Republic trade agreement that apparently happened.
I did not know either.
Yeah. None of the other Caribbean islands, just the Dominican Republic. Fuck you, Haiti.
It's always fuck you, Haiti.
God damn it. That should really be on a crest or something. But yeah, so withdrawing America from all of those. Community compensation and retraining after the closing of all plants and military bases.
Ooh.
It's an idea I like a lot, because if you're gonna say ask America to not do coal power anymore, there are a whole lot of small towns that you got to train for other jobs and how to work from home. And
Right.
there's a lot of work that needs to be done to ensure that happens, so people aren't just left high and dry and fucked.
Right. And with those military bases is like it's parasitic in that like they can be slowly left to unuse by the military itself. But then meanwhile, like 15 cottage industries have popped up around to keep the town itself on life support.
Exactly, yeah. We'll get to this later, but a very big part of the party's platform is highly reducing military and defense spending.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So it's great that they kick off with that being like, I know you're going to get to this later, but first, just know we're not going to fuck you.
Yeah.
Create a national pension authority to hold pension assets.
Ooh.
Which is a decent idea. I will say, according to Forbes, only 15% of private employers offer a pension program. As those are on the outs, I'm not really sure if that's a long-term thing that needs to be done, unless the plan is to get businesses to go back to pensions.
I think this has more to do with the fact that city-funded pensions for government workers were totally fucked by 2008 because those really same planners were like, oh, well, we'll play a little bit in the market with these pension funds and instead have it like a regulatory service to be like, no, you can't touch this money. This money isn't for making more money to 5 people.
That is a really good point. Okay. I fully support it much more now.
And at the same time, like if it also meant that like there was a regulatory, like, I don't know, single bank that was holding this money, I think that would make a lot of people more calm and supportive of going back to a pension style plan.
Which we will get to also in the future.
Okay.
This party's thought of it all. And finally, unemployment compensation equal to the worker's former wage until they find work.
Oh.
Which is interesting, because I can automatically see people being like, well, people are just going to take advantage of that and not get work.
But what a fantastic stopgap measure to like the kind of firing that you see happen in the private sector.
It's a really good way to not just rely on layoffs to bump up stock value.
Yeah.
I also imagine, means testing isn't the right word for it, but I'm sure there are going to be at least some stipulations where it's like unemployment now, where you have to prove you've at least applied to a job a day,
right,
to be able to do that, and that's easy enough to do.
I mean, it's the whole thing of like I have a friend who quit her job, gave plenty of time, but she doesn't have anything lined up, mostly because she's just in a place where like she just needed to leave that work. And it's like, that's not when someone is like paying out this kind of severance idea. It's when you're like, we don't have a good reason to fire you, but we're firing you.
Exactly.
Like, okay, well, you're going to continue paying me until I find work again.
Right. Moving on to macro economy.
The sexy economy.
You know what? Macroeconomy is a very sexy way to say national economy. I like it better. Like the whips and chains version of economy.
Makes me think of mac and cheese.
Oh my God damn it. No. That sounds delicious. All right. So number 1, $25 minimum wage.
Oh yeah. It should actually be 30 by now.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yes,
God
sure.
Damn it.
That's the thing. It's like anytime I hear the like, we want this, it's like, yeah, but that was the number that we needed 7 years ago. What we like start shooting for 40 and maybe we'll like hit the sweet spot
right
when we actually get it.
Yeah. Which, all right. So yeah, they're actually going to back this up with something that I believe here in a little bit.
I'm still pro $25 an hour minimum wage, just so we're clear.
If you can't tell, I'm really excited about this party.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. How can you not be?
So after $25 minimum wage, all banks and insurance companies become publicly owned. So after they list the $25 minimum wage, all banks and all insurance companies are owned by the government.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Great.
Essentially, we get one government bank that is all across the nation and insurance from the government.
Yeah. ICANN has credit union.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I would love a savings account that adds more than like 0.001% every year. That'd be a dream. And finally, loans will only be legally offered via the one national bank, which means fucking predatory credit loan stores are gone. Just gone. Federally shut down.
Yeah. This is And
if there
is a public good, not making money off of my money.
Right. And if there's a national bank, then everyone gets to start a checking account and everyone can put their money somewhere without any sort of stipulations or hoops.
Or Wells Fargo opening up 5 other checking accounts under your name.
Yep. Fuck, I forgot they do that. But I'm sure you're asking, person at home, if everyone's getting paid $25 an hour minimum wage, won't that just make inflation go up? Well, here's kind of how to not make it go up.
Newsflash, moron, it's going up already. Who cares?
Install a maximum income of 10 times the minimum wage.
Oh, yeah.
So that would make the maximum income a yearly income of $520,000, which is pretty fucking livable.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry you're going to have to wait like 2 years to get a Bugatti Veyron, but you're gonna.
It's going to feel that much sweeter because
Right?
you worked for it.
Yeah, you want to lift up those bootstraps to drive your muscle car, man.
It's also like the more I think about those wage caps and things and the straw man's argument of like, well, then people just won't want to work that hard. And it's like, no, what I want to do is do the thing that I love and like be able to afford to live.
Right.
And I can't do that in the job that I am at best lukewarm about. Like no one here is making off like a bandit.
Right. I would highly recommend the song 9 to 5ers Anthem by Aesop Rock. There's just
Ooh.
the whole chorus is just that feeling with
Oh
no
man.
sound in the background.
I love Aesop's Rock. It's been ages.
Yeah. But yeah, I really love the ratio cap. There's a person running for president on the New Hampshire ballot who goes by Paperboy Prince, and they're a rapper and artist.
Hell yeah.
And they've just become really good friends with Vermin Supreme. They're just like constantly taking pictures with each other and just
This
goofing
warms
around.
my heart.
It's so fucking adorable. They both have the middle name Love. It's really great.
Stop.
And Paperboy's platform is really, really good, but they propose a 1 to 20 minimum to maximum wage.
And what was the other one?
1 to 10 is what Socialist Party
okay.
USA is.
All right. Yeah. Throw the greedy motherfuckers a bone. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that's literally what one of the nominees for this party says. Like, they can make a little bit more money than me for now.
Like, if this is what some finance bro really loves in life, fine. Let him have it.
Right. They would also like to ban payroll, sales, and property taxes.
Ooh.
A restoration of the capital gains and luxury tax.
Mm.
Giving renters equal tax benefits to homeowners.
Yes. 100%. And not just because I rent, but also because, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would like one tax break would be great. And eliminate all corporate subsidies and tax benefits.
Yes.
So that's their economics platform, very boiled down. You can go to votesocialist.org if you want to look at their whole platform. We do not have time to make this a 3-part series, just going over their platform and saying, yes, that sounds great.
No.
But
Highlights only, please.
But yeah, so far, that's their economic section. And how do you feel about that so far?
I mean, I feel great. I usually do when we get to like super leftist campaigns of like, yeah, that all sounds like healing a nation sick with corporate welfare. Please.
But Una, how are we gonna pay for it all?
Fuck off.
Quick answer, very quick answer. Immediately cut 50% of the military budget. That's right, we're moving on to the section of internationalism and foreign policy.
Oh boy, I think this is where I'm going to start to get a little like squeamish, but continue.
Yeah, an immediate cut of the military budget would cut the defense budget from $1.8 trillion to $900 billion.
Oh, if only. And this is also where it dovetails nicely with what we were saying about having something already on the books for retraining populations near or working for military bases, because what always happens is like, it's like, oh, we got to cut military spending. It's like, well, you're just going to be taking like food out of the mouths of families for these, that money goes towards military. It's like, first of all, it definitely does not. And it definitely isn't going to the VA. It's definitely not going to the soldiers in particular. It's going to invisible F-16s. Make it make sense.
Right. Yeah. It's less, worrying about how Raytheon is going to buy their third swimming pool and more for like the poor bastard in Arkansas who has to work at the white phosphorus company.
Right. And it's like I'm always thinking about about the Veep scene where Selena goes out and talks about how she's cutting military spending, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
and then one of the guys comes in and just like reads her the riot act of how like some dumb fuck in Nowheresville, Ohio, is the one screwing in whatever into a plane. It's like, those are my constituents, absolutely not. And it's like,
easily
oh God,
Dan Bacadol's greatest magnum opus is playing that asshole.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's entirely the point. It's like, if you want to cut military spending, it's great to have a plan for everyone who's going to lose their jobs and will need training for new work. So part of this also is, well, after they do the immediate cut of 50%, what they want then is a slow reduction in military spending until it's down to 10% of what it is today, or down to $1.8 billion, which
give
still
all that money to
sounds
teachers.
wild.
Yeah, it's still a fuckload of money.
Yeah. And so the way they're going to afford that is close all U.S. military bases.
I mean, hopefully across the world, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Across the world and here.
Yeah.
Withdraw all forces still engaged in the war on terror, and I assume also forces and other engagements around the world. They would like to lift the embargo on Cuba, which the UN had their annual vote on that once again, and the world voted everyone to 2 that we should lift the embargo.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Wait, it was us and who else?
Israel. It's always us in Israel every time that vote comes up. Oh, and Ukraine abstained.
I mean, sure.
I mean, look, you gotta
you don't want to
survive,
piss off.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's
politics.
It's so fucking pointless. I want Cuban rum so fucking bad. I'm sure it's amazing.
I bet it is.
I would love to go to Havana. I would love to pretend I could smoke a Cuban cigar. I have maybe tried to smoke 3 cigars in my life, and it starts out great. And then you realize after 3 puffs, cigars are huge. And if you want to smoke all of them, your nights.
You don't have to smoke it in one sitting. You just need to like tap the ash out.
Well, and I always made the mistake of like, if I was going to a party and I was at some random corner store here in Chicago and I saw like some shitty Monte Cristo sitting behind the fucking window, and be like, fuck it, I'll take it. And so I'm at a party with a huge ass stogie just being like, I would rather have this be a drink.
Meanwhile, like, I remember a couple of guys in college getting hold of cigars, and like very much like performative masculinity abounded.
That's all it was.
And it was just like, it was like, you smell like my dad.
Right.
Like, I don't know if you're like trying to ooze sexuality as well in this, but it ain't happening.
I mean, I was a proto hipster in undergrad anyway, wearing hats and having pocket watches. And then once that became a thing, I was like, oh, that looks terrible. I should stop.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there's a reason that people make white owls and black and milds. It's for when you would like the idea of a cigar, but you have places to be. Anyway, politics. They would like to cancel all quote unquote third world debt.
Yes.
Which would be phenomenal. Abolish the CIA and NSA.
Right. And where's their retraining?
Great question. I don't know.
What are we gonna do once a bunch of CIA analysts are let loose?
What do you mean they all moved to Hungary? What are you talking about?
Oh no. Keep getting reports in Argentina.
Just let it go. Let it go. Disband NATO and all military alliances.
Okay, now we're starting to enter some Buddha checks for reality of world situation. Because it's one thing when it's like, I think there's a lot that can be done domestically. It's when you get to international waters of like, but Putin. I'm sorry, but like Putin.
That's something that I think you have to slow roll if you're gonna do it. Because like, if you want to get out of NATO, you also have to make sure everything's stable before you do. You can't just pull out and let, like, I don't know, Italy figure out what the fuck they're gonna do.
No.
End all U.S. arms sales and military drone manufacturing.
Yep. Great. Yep.
I did have a question with this though, because pretty much any drones can be made into military use. Like there are countless videos of the war in Ukraine where people just took $20 Alibaba drones and figured out how to drop grenades from them.
Yes, good on them.
Yeah, it's so I would want more details on that, because I don't think that's a fight you're going to win. But if you're just talking about, the militarized drones that are billions of dollars and wipe out weddings.
The unmanned penis planes.
Right.
Zooming around. Yes.
And finally, a constitutional amendment that would require a national vote to declare war.
I mean, I would say I'd say who cares, because we already have Congress for that, and clearly we've already found workarounds that like
Right.
we never actually we don't declare war anymore,
Exactly.
specifically
Yeah.
because it would have to go to congressional floor for voting. So it's
And
like, I mean, I guess, but
and the president, no one, as you said, no one's declared war since I don't know, Vietnam, maybe, or the war on terror. I don't know if that was a Congress. I honestly don't know if Congress voted on that or not.
it was more that like we somehow, I think we got around any vote for Afghanistan and Iraq, and
Yeah.
that was like a huge
Yeah,
like,
it is very much presidential powers as of right now.
yeah. I feel like the bigger thing is like anytime if you are sending any amount of soldiers overseas, whether or not you call it a war,
Mhm.
immediate national draft. I feel like that's
Yeah.
going to be the huge thing of like the minute you have to get like Aaron from Schomburg's son is suddenly now being sent up as if he's in the Armed Forces Reserve, even though he's not. He's just
Yeah.
been playing Fortnite for a few weeks
Worst
after
video game to
graduation.
prepare for war.
But it's like that's the sense of like, because I think the idea is like in for a penny, in for a pound, and that's what keeps you out of wars in the first place. It's like
Right.
national draft, no matter what, is going to do that more than a vote.
Anytime I see that, I would love more details on it, whether it's, how is it going to be run? How quickly is the vote going to come about?
Right.
How do you propose on doing this? Who gets to
Like,
propose whether or not we're going to war? Is it going to be a congressional thing?
I'm not immediately for it just because I turn to California, which does like wide vote on any damn thing, and
Yeah.
it's always a hot mess. Like
Right. Right.
I don't generally trust the population at large.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to see studies. I need to see plans. It's an interesting idea that we need to talk about more. I don't know if I'm very much on the fence. I could be convinced either way with this. I think it's an interesting idea.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on to social justice. So this is in various different categories. We're starting with LGBTQIA plus people. Allow all people to have their driver's license depict their gender or lack thereof of choice.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Right. It's
The fact that we even have to talk about it.
right. It's literally not that hard. And also a federal ban on LGBTQIA plus discrimination and a federal ban on conversion therapy.
Yes.
Easy shit. Yes. For people of color, reparations for descendants of enslaved peoples and indigenous Americans, and reparations would be administered by the communities themselves.
Nice. Okay.
Now, I do want to bring up a small point with this. Recently I watched an interview conducted by Oluyemi Olorun, who is a fantastic YouTuber. She is an attorney, and she's turned kind of like a political commentator is probably the best phrase for it. But she did an interview with Marianne Williamson this last week, it was rough.
You texted me. Yes.
Oh, it was the hardest 30 minutes of my life because the way she questioned her, she would ask her a question. Marianne would ramble for like 5 minutes while the original question that was asked was at the bottom. But one of the questions that was asked was, you have all these different policies for various marginalized communities. You don't really have anything for Black people. To which Marianne interruptedly said, "But I support reparations." And Ole made the point very quickly, is that the only thing that the Black community needs? And I can't be too high and mighty on it because I definitely would have been like, well, fuck, you're right. I probably should have thought of that. And
fair.
Yeah. And so I think that's an interesting point to bring up on this, that like maybe there should be a bit more. And the party does say they support affirmative action and things like that, but you probably need to have a little bit more than reparations, which are still very important. But
still very important. Not nothing. Yeah.
And to extend reparations to Indigenous Americans is huge as well.
Yeah. So. I just assume there's going to be like overlapping with other assumed planks that like dumping a lot of money into schools for impoverished communities, things like that. Right. It's like will have like a significant impact on these same Black communities.
Yeah, I think that's with the various discussions I've at least seen on reparations. One of the big things I agree with is that it can't just be one thing. It can't just be all money for the community or all money for descendants. A good mix of both is a great way to ensure that all boats rise and you effectively can change not just people's lives, but the community.
Right. Laws with some teeth behind them to make sure this doesn't happen again because,
right.
those habits die hard.
Yeah. For people with disabilities, the one actionable item I found was to include people with disabilities in affirmative action quotas.
Yeah.
For seniors, a system of senior elected advocates and ombudspersons to protect residents of nursing homes.
Honestly, baby boomers, I hope you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, county and city departments of health are stretched so fucking thin that having a group whose sole job is to go into these facilities and making sure things are above board would be amazing. I think it's a great idea.
Mhm.
And it's really, really great if, you know, say a plant has closed down and you are really close to retirement. This could be a really good job to move people into,
Yeah.
especially in rural communities. Also, they support death with dignity, aka medically assisted suicide.
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
favor.
For women, constitutional amendment to ensure the right to abortion and that it is both free of cost and can be conducted at any stage of pregnancy.
Pew pew pew.
Also repeal the Hyde Amendment. Pew pew pew.
Pew pew pew. Oh my god, we still have the Hyde Amendment.
We
Oh my god.
somehow we still have the fucking Hyde Amendment. And also 24 months of maternity leave for all parents involved. If you're a single mom or single dad, you still get 24 months. But if you're like a family of pair of moms, pair of dads, pair of just parents, you get the full 2 years, full pay.
Oh my god, can
To
I
raise
have
your
that
kids
now?
until they're the shittiest version of themselves and then go back to work and push them into like a daycare.
Yeah, which is also free because we're living in a socialist utopia, right?
Right, right. I imagine at this point, universal pre-K is definitely a thing. And,
Mm-hmm.
youth, things for the youths. I fucking love this first one. Require that all school boards include seats for the youth who attend the school.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that was a thing that a friend of mine in high school did because we watched in real time our sex education go from kind of terrible to non-existent.
Oh God. I mean, I don't know why you have to have a class when you just don't have sex. I mean, I could tell you that at the end of gym. They would also like to ban age-based curfew laws.
Yes.
Yeah, which as a white man, I will definitely say those are not really enacted ever when I was underage.
Yeah, not an issue.
Yeah, kind of might be there for a horrible reason. So,
Mm-hmm.
they would also like to end selective service, which for those of you who are not from America, when I can't remember what age. I want to say it's like when you're 13 or 14, you legally have to sign up to be included in the draft.
Wait, no, hold up. Isn't this the thing for like men when you're 18, you have to register
Oh,
for
maybe
the
it is
draft?
18. Yeah, yeah, that would make sense. I don't know why I thought 14. Yeah, when you're 18, within 30 days of your 18th birthday, you have to sign up for selective service.
Yeah.
And if you destroy the selective service card, that's like a felony or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Did
yeah,
you
get
do
rid of
it?
that. I did because I was like a little centrist when I was a baby, you know. My
Oh,
politics have gone so far left compared to where they used to be.
it's so cute.
And finally, a federal ban on parental consent and notification laws. So if you don't want your parents to know you're having an abortion or
Yeah.
that you're trans or what your preferred pronouns are for, I don't know, your own fucking safety.
Yep.
There's now a federal ban on snitching. Which should already exist.
Yeah.
All right, so that's social justice. Where do you sit on that one? I mean, I haven't heard a no yet.
No, it all sounds great. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like, not only does it sound great, a lot of it is like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, this is a lot of it is just such common sense stuff, at least from a leftist perspective. The big question then comes, well, how do you enact it if you win? Which, you know, they don't have to worry about that yet, but cool ideas to support to try to get other people on board.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to service and infrastructure, arts, culture, and recreation.
Because we can do that with all the money that we now have.
Una, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to say the sexiest phrase I've ever heard in my life. Guaranteed incomes and grants for artists and performers.
Just give me a second.
Okay. Do I need to put you on mute?
Yeah, it's just
yeah, to get paid to do art, whether or not it's even good, but to get paid to do what you love.
And Dusty, I mean, think of how much good art would result because there wouldn't be that monetary barrier for so many people and voices.
Uh-huh.
They would actually have the space to fail, which is also part of being an artist.
Yeah.
Like could, like so many people could also put up shitty plays in an effort to get better.
Right. Like you could afford a stage. You could actually use your income income to rent a stage instead of going on GoFundMe and to plead for $1,000. God, it'd be great. It'd be really, really great. And we did have sort of a system like this in the 1930s with the Public Works Administration.
Oh,
It was still
yeah.
like you still had to work your ass off to even be involved in that, but we came out with, even in a short period of time, amazing plays, amazing art. If you go into any post office that was around during that time, I guarantee you have a bomb ass mural in that post office.
I can walk north and south and I get to see a dope ass WPA mural in my post office.
Fuck, it'd just be great. But along with that, there's also this, which I really need opinions on it. Make all professional sports leagues government owned and democratically operated by the players and team employees.
I'm here for the owned by players and employees, like
Mhm.
like kind of unionizing it from that regard.
Yeah, yeah. And so I think it makes sense in the way that so many sports in America operate as a monopoly, because most sports don't have competition except football. And in football, people have been trying to create spring leagues for decades, and occasionally they work. So I don't know if you made a competing league, if it would then automatically have to be government owned, or if it's just the big ones that exist now are government owned and other people can make other versions if they want.
Or does it just take away from like the massive influx of money that then results in cities losing money because a team leaves because the city like all of that kind of bribery to get a brand new stadium without paying for it. And instead it's like, so as a result, I wonder if some, I don't know, this is one where I'm just like, I don't know if like the government necessarily needs to own it. It just seems a little weird, but like I do like the idea of like the community writ large, like somewhat like the Green Bay Packers, like the community at large owns a piece of, because that like the whole point is to try to keep the stadium or whatever local and the teams
Right.
local and the ticket sales affordable so that you can go and enjoy this with your family. And
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued about it mainly because one of the side effects, at least with the NFL, is the NFL is a nonprofit. NFL doesn't have to pay taxes,
yeah,
but
that's
the players have to pay taxes on their income.
yeah, and not all of them are making like crazy Tom Brady money or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the percentage, but after 3 years, most people are out of the NFL and are broke. At least
With
if the
head
NFL is
damage.
player run,
Right.
and they're going to be a lot more focused on ensuring that the season doesn't go too long,
Yep.
that people are kept safe and healthy, and that
Yeah.
everyone's paid right.
I feel like all those springlings and everything you talked about was more just like the effort of this multi-headed hydra that is the executives behind the actual games finding ways of making more money. So it's like, well, what if we extend the game? What if we do some kind of partnership with FanDuel? What it,
Right.
it's like all this stuff is like, I feel like for most of the fans is like what they'd like is to have some like season tickets in a sense that doesn't bankrupt them and to
Yeah.
not worry every now and then if like, and also to just be able to guarantee that like, yeah, Soto Field will be like revamped as is appropriate because buildings age, but there's no reason for it to move to Schaumburg because some guy has a pissing match with the mayor.
Yeah, because all the suburban people are too pissed off they have to take one train into town to see the Bears.
Which, by the way, then please don't come into my
Right.
city.
Yeah.
I don't want you here.
Yeah, so I think with their ideas, it's definitely I'd put that one in with the vote for war category, where it's like
Yeah,
it's interesting. I don't know if enough of you watch sports to really have
that
the fine
truly,
details on this.
truly, it's like you're kind of showing your cards here a bit, like
I
game
mean,
recognized game.
small example. All right, let's say you nationalize the Major League Baseball. What you're also nationalizing in that is 5 different sub tiers of minor league baseball that is owned and operated by Major League Baseball. So you're not just controlling the 30 some odd teams in professional baseball, you're controlling the 500 some odd teams below that. And I don't know if anyone's ready to take on that responsibility in the government.
No.
Also in service and infrastructure, free college tuition,
Hey, do it.
complete forgiveness of all student loan debt,
Do it.
ban military recruitment in all schools, public, private, and post-secondary, which
And this is
makes me wonder what would happen to ROTC if you did that.
But this is getting back to the military bases thing too, where like
Right.
I feel like so much of that recruiting is successful and done in the first place because you have a class strata that doesn't have many more options. And like a cousin's husband was in the Navy for 15 years, and that allowed him to just like go through med school tuition free. And so it's like you remove those constraints of like, yeah, hey, listen, you're not growing up in abject poverty, your school is good and you have options. So you want to go into the military, it is way more of a choice rather than like you're telling me I'll get 20 grand as a sign up bonus and I just have to like serve my country, which may or may not result in my death. Okay, but I get 20 grand, right?
Right. This one I would put in the iffy category. Impose a legal maximum of 15 students per classroom in K through 12 and 50 per classroom in college.
We just say 5-0 or 1-5 in college.
1-5 in K through 12, 5-0 in college.
I mean, oh, for like big lectures and everything. Yeah, because we're flush with money now, Dusty. Like,
yeah,
military spending is going straight to teachers. Like, let's hire.
We're gonna have to hire more teachers in these communities. So
we're gonna have to hire. We're gonna have to build. It's gonna be great. Look at that economy going gangbusters.
Right. I will say some of my favorite classes in college had more than 50 people in it, but I get what they're saying. So I'm not gonna get too nitpicky. For healthcare, replace Medicare and Medicaid with a public system.
Great.
Have public ownership of all pharmaceutical companies.
Yep. Public good, motherfucker.
Yep. Oppose involuntary incarceration for medical treatment without due process. So I think this is kind of along the lines, if you're having a mental health crisis, you can be subdued and incarcerated.
Right.
Yeah. So making that illegal.
Right. And I assume also like defunding the police instead of putting that money towards the health services that one needs. Right.
Yeah. I think it's definitely something that makes a lot more sense as long as a bunch of other things are checked off.
Yeah. And I think it's safe to assume those other things are checked off with this group.
But we do have a bit of an eyebrow raiser here. There is a little phrase that says we support the right to choose or refuse medical treatment, and it comes across as a bit anti-vaxxy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
which I think comes a lot from leftist circles of some people just thoroughly distrusting pharmaceutical companies to the point of distrusting vaccines.
I mean, yeah, I can see it like on a grander scale, the idea of like distrust for the medical community leading you down like a case of homeopathy and like clean living.
Yeah, right.
I think what's interesting is like I feel like that would actually garner them some support from religious groups. It's like, yeah, you're like I actually like from a point of like religious freedom, genuinely, I think that's good. I agree on the like anti-vax, that's probably what's supporting that statement.
Yeah.
But for the Christian scientists out there, socialists got you. They see you.
Housing, ban foreclosures and predatory lending.
Yay.
And there would be a ban on real estate speculation as well.
I mean, I would love for just a ban on like developers for the next 10 years. And like, just sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Or just a small shutdown unless it's for affordable housing or like, renovating old buildings.
Otherwise, guess what? Government's doing it next.
My favorite, transportation. High-speed national rail systems with enough stops to keep pricing low.
Yes. Yeah. Connect those communities. Do it.
And further expansion of the interstate system.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of got enough.
Right. Latent demand, guys.
Federally funded auto insurance. Not just government health insurance, government auto insurance, which if the government's going to require you to have it, it'd be real nice if they gave it to you.
Just cover me, bro.
And finally, public ownership of the airline industry.
I mean, yes, because Reagan really fucked us with that one.
Yeah, I think that's one where there could be a lot of arguments because I think everyone, when they hear that, they just imagine what Southwest used to be and just assume that's all airlines. And now it's just, what Southwest is now.
There was a great article like a month ago about how airlines they're just credit card companies now. That's it. And it was, I think it was on the Atlantic, but I think it was spearheaded by the fact that the points guy is now not bothering with points anymore. It's like we have come to the end of an era. Fucking nationalize the airlines.
Right. Yeah.
Like what possible choices there? You all have to go to a hub.
Exactly. All right, we have 2 more sections to go.
Oh my, 2 more sections?
Yeah. Right, so we have civil rights. I'll try to get through these quick.
Okay.
Repeal the Patriot Act.
Yes.
Abolish the Department of Homeland Security.
100%.
Complete amnesty for all undocumented people.
Do it.
Ban all immigration detention centers, and full citizenship is given to everyone after 6 months of residency.
Yeah. Let them pay taxes and just be a part of the nation.
Yeah, you
Come
know what?
on.
It worked really, really good prior to the 1900s. Let's just keep it up.
It's if you think about it, it's why most of us are here in the first place.
Right? It wasn't a problem for literally anyone for most of human existence. Why the fuck is it a problem now?
I promise you, all of the towns could benefit from an influx of new people.
Yes, yes. Abolish ICE.
Yep.
For elections, introduce proportional representation and ranked choice voting.
Yes.
Universal ballot access laws to become the norm in every state. So each state doesn't have their own ballot access. It's just the same for everyone.
Is it? Yes. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Abolish the Electoral College.
Do it.
Full voting restoration for felons and people who are currently incarcerated.
Yes.
Giving proper voting congressmen for U.S. territories, tribal reservations, and the District of Columbia.
Representation.
Here's a weird one most people don't know about. Giving U.S. citizenship to American Samoa. America runs American Samoa. No one who lives there has American citizenship.
Oh my God. I love a deep cut. Good job. SP USA.
We're so horrible to the territories. It's ridiculous. A moratorium on the construction of new prisons.
Yep.
Abolishing for-profit prisons.
Yep.
Abolish the use of highly underpaid or unpaid prison labor.
Oh my God.
Give police councils the right to fire and or indict police.
Yes.
It's that'd be the best.
Do it. Consequences.
Abolish the death penalty.
Yep.
Overturn the 3 strikes rule and mandatory minimum sentencing.
That'd be great.
A constitutional amendment amending the 13th Amendment to ban slavery as a punishment for crime.
That would be nice in this 21st century.
Mm-hmm. Abolish all children's prisons and juvenile detention facilities.
Yeah.
Break up media companies and limit them to owning at most 1 newspaper, 1 radio station, 1 TV station, or 1 television channel.
That sounds like the start to a great country western song. It's like 1 television station, 1 newspaper. I mean, someone with some singing abilities could really like.
Right? Yeah. Let's
we'll
get the
workshop it, but yeah,
get Taylor and figure it out. But yeah, I mean that would cause such immediate chaos, and I want to peek into that world.
Yeah.
To see what the fuck happened. Like Bob Iger's just breaking everything near him and has no clue what to keep. Public ownership of satellite and cable companies.
Great, yeah.
Which I got Comcast. You fuck around and you find out. It's how repeal copyright extension laws and public ownership of all internet access companies and replacing the current access with high-speed internet all over the country.
It should be a public utility.
Funny you say that because that's the sentence after that. It is free and it is public. Yay! And if you or your family can't afford a computer, government's going to give you one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which brings us to our final section, environment and energy. Ban open pit mining.
Lord, yes, please.
Require companies to pay for environmental reclamation after their projects are done.
Oh, yeah.
Cost of utilities should be on an income-based sliding scale. Public ownership of corporate farms and a federal ban on new corporate farms.
Okay.
Repudiation of all debts held by farmers. Land and equipment restoration for all farmers who lost family land due to foreclosure, or a financial equivalent to what was lost. A banning of the fur trade, which I think is happening by itself.
But, let's get it on the books.
Might as well. Like, there is nothing sadder in Chicagoland than seeing a fur outlet that clearly is on the verge of being shuttered, but there's like one grandma who's still shopping there for like whatever mink she can find.
It's, it's hard. You got to store those things in a special cooler in the summer.
Right. It's such an expensive thing, but I don't miss what it did, but I miss its existence. In Lincoln Park, there was a store called the Furry Godmother.
God.
And she had commercials. Oh, did she have commercials of wearing her favorite furs? And it was like if you got a Kirkland brand Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Incredible.
Yeah, but this was all before the furry community became a thing. Furry Godmother became a very, very funny thing until it closed down.
Oh, the clientele was very confused.
A ban on animal experimentation for non-medical products, and a ban on overcrowding and drugging policies at factory farms.
Yeah.
And that's the platform. That's the platform cliff notes. There's more. We don't have time. I got to talk about
No.
people who ran.
Oh my God, let's get to the people who run or who
Right.
ran. This is, I mean, this is incredible stuff. A
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, not even grading on a curve. This is an A plus. This is great.
Yeah.
So finally, we have the context that we need to look at the candidates running for the Socialist Party USA's nomination. And that being said, this time around, we are not going to be going as in depth with all of them as we have in the past. And this is because we've already spent a lot of time on the platform, and to cover at least two of them would require us to do entire episodes just on the people. So I apologize to these next two dudes. They've done a lot. I'm sorry we don't have time. But two people who ran who did not get the nomination. The first is a former economics professor and historian named Eric Thomas Chester. He's been working in the socialist movement for 60 years and was the party's vice presidential nominee in 1996. Everything I've read, he seems to be a great guy. He's written a lot of books. His most successful seems to be about censorship of socialist ideas during World War I. So,
Ooh.
you know, he's a niche guy who does a lot of work.
Love it.
The other is the founder of the anti-war organization Nature Coast Coalition for Peace and Justice, a dude named Brian Moore, who we talked about earlier as being the guy who went on the Colbert Report.
Yeah.
Brian's been involved in politics since 1976, mostly as a Democratic Socialist, but he's run as a Democrat. He's run as a Green. In 2000, I think he was involved in the Alliance Party because he introduced their vice presidential nominee during their convention. Huge fan of the Alliance Party because they're the ones who nominated Rocky De La Fuente for president in 2020. So,
Rocky!
Miss you, Rocky. Please be alive.
Blink twice.
So yeah, so to go over either guy would take forever, and I'm very sorry that we're not, but we got to move on. The next category is someone that we're not going to go in depth on this time, but I expect fully to go in depth on them for the Green Party episode that we're going to be doing this coming August.
Oh, a crossover episode.
Right. And so the nominee is a person by the name of Jasmine Sherman. So Jasmine Sherman is a 38-year-old founder of a housing nonprofit in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They are a non-binary, Black, disabled badass in a lot of ways.
Dope.
Also not going deeper into their platform because it's long. There's a lot. So I'm gonna save this for the Green Party episode, which is gonna be a doozy when that time comes.
Incredible.
As for Jasmine seems to be running for every party that they can at this point.
Okay, Jasmine.
I'm using they, them pronouns. I'm not entirely sure what their pronouns are, but I feel like it's kind of safest to go with that for now. But they ran for the Socialist Party USA's nomination. I imagine they're probably going to be running for the Peace and Freedom Party's nomination. They're definitely running for the Green Party nomination as well. But if all of those parties decide not to nominate them, Jasmine's created her own third party as a backup called the Unicorn Party.
Yes.
You know what? We'll go over this more at a future day, but I'm going to show you their logo. So that is the website for the Unicorn Party.
UnitedandFierce.com. Oh, hell yeah. Not the party you want, but the one you deserve.
That logo is great.
Yes, this is a real political party.
Yeah. Also because the logo matches Jasmine's hair. Yeah, they probably have the best hair in the race this year.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they've been running for the Green Party nomination for longer, and I think it's probably a better fit to talk about them for that. So just going to hold off till then. So apologies, Jasmine. We'll eventually get into further depth, but for the time being, excellent logo. Very, very good logo. So that said, we do have a couple of candidates that we can kind of talk about who didn't win. And the first one is a singer by the name of Joseph Carrillo, San Jose, California. Now, Joseph's a tough guy to talk about because one of the initial rules that we made for ourselves for this show is that we're not going to exploit or make fun of someone for mental health issues.
Oh.
And, neither of us are psychologists, but assumptions could be made about Joseph if you looked at his regular website. Joseph does have an extensive history of running for office. At the age of 20, he ran for office for the first time. He ran for Morgan City, California City Council, and he did a pretty good job. He got 18% of the vote, and at least based on what I'm looking at back then, it doesn't seem like there were mental health conditions appearing at the time, because he was very clear about what he supported. He supported a more pedestrian-friendly city, to increase the number of volunteer programs in the city, and to preserve the historical downtown. In his first run, he got 18% of the vote, but didn't win. He tried again during the next election and got 19% of the vote, but still lost. Socialist. Within 5 years after his second run, he ran for the Santa Clara Valley Water Board, mayor of Morgan Hill, and in 2017 he applied for a vacancy on the city council but was not selected. And it's shortly after this that the possible issues seem to have arisen. Because in 2018, he releases his first studio album called Ultimate Celebrity Blackout. And it's based entirely on the fact that he believes that he is a world-renowned A-list celebrity that everyone knows.
Oh, no.
And the only reason that people aren't listening to his music is because of the Fame Police, because of COINTELPRO, the 1960s government shady program, and because of local press bias.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he has also accused the producer of his album for being part of the Fame Police for not putting his music out there as far as he could have. I kind of imagine that it's... Have you seen all of I Think You Should Leave? Like all the episodes?
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, the one I'm thinking...
No, but I've seen a handful.
Okay. There's one skit where Tim Robinson goes into like a shitty recording studio and is yelling at a guy who works there who like charges adults to record one song. Is like, you gotta quit telling grown men they can sing. And I kind of think it's that situation where it's like, I imagine you have every reason to be mad at this guy, just not the right reason.
Yes.
But the thing that really fucks with me is, as a millennial, I have an unironic love for not good music.
You have an unironic love for a lot of not good things.
Truth, very true. But like, we were raised on William Hung and Rebecca Black's early work because her new work is fucking great.
She just had to get there.
Exactly, yeah. And like, I unironically listened to Wesley Willis, the patron saint of really awful Chicago music.
Yes.
And so when I went to Joseph Carrillo's Spotify to listen to his music, I was expecting something like that, just like tone deaf weirdness. Dude actually has a singing voice.
Oh,
he's not terrible.
Oh, dare I ask if it is the Fame Police?
Look, he has not said who's in the Fame Police yet, so I really can't confirm or deny unless he actually lists out who is the captain of the Fame Police.
Fame Police also sounds like a B-side Lady Gaga track from like early 2010s.
God damn it. But yeah, it's wild. And he was definitely a guy I wanted to like a lot more as I was like listening to his music. But I made the mistake of listening to one of his many recordings on Twitter, and the man cannot help himself, but he seems to love throwing around the R slur at every chance he gets.
No!
Yeah. And so any good or happy thing that I would say about this guy was just gone at that moment.
No!
Like,
in
Joe,
the year
I'm sorry,
of our
man.
Lord 2023?
Yep, just everywhere.
That stopped being cool in the 90s.
Right. So I think that's a good enough place to stop. Joseph Carrillo did run. He's actually, according to him, a member of the party, so he could run,
Muscle.
but did not win. Aside from him, there's a guy named Colin Raymond Kogel who ran. Not really much out there about Raymond. He does have some government experience. In 2018, he was named to the New Milford Zoning Board of Appeals as a member of the Green Party. He's been published by the Sierra Club and 2600, the Hacker Quarterly. And so, yeah, so he's, he at least has some experience. When asked how long he's been a socialist, though, he responds, quote, all my life, more or less. Mostly less. It's only been the last few years that I've joined SPUSA, followed the Communist Party USA, and most importantly, sat the fuck down and studied all of it. It's only now that I've realized that I've been a socialist since high school and never known it. Excuse my 5th grade self for endorsing Ross Perot. # cringe.
There's so much packed into that soundbite. Like, much.
Do you want to start pulling it out? You want to figure it out?
Yeah. The fact that the minute you said more or less, I knew that more or less was going to be doing all the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The fact that I was proven quite right. The fact that he rambled, which leads me to believe is like, sir, you are very new to this world, and you are jumping on a bandwagon. Right. And then the # cringe. It's like, I don't need to know your age.
He wrote out hashtag. He spelled hashtag. It wasn't actually a hashtag. Spelled # cringe.
This kid is awkward.
As for how his positions differ from the party, he believes that we should keep our foreign military bases. And then it gets worse, because he thinks that we should move all of the branches of the military into one branch and then use them as kind of like a self-defense force for any socialist or communist nation who wants them.
See, when you take the branches and then you wrap some twine around the branches become stronger in the log, and then you use that log to fight your enemies.
No, don't put an axe in that log.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it makes a wreath, but your direction went far worse. Yeah, I get really worried of him being like, yeah, let's let China use our military as a self-defense force. Like, there's no way that's gonna go wrong. He also wants the constitutional amendment to declare war to be set at 60% of the population saying yes. And for other ways his positions may differ, he simply says, quote, you tell me where we differ. He does also note that he started filling out the application to run before he read the platform. So it's not great.
It's triggering because I've like in nearly every class I've ever been in from middle school through college, there's been that guy who is truly bullshitting his way through the presentation.
So finally, he does state that he thinks he would probably be a better, quote, vice president or secretary of something. I'd make a solid Pete Buttigieg to a socialist Joe Biden.
This is why people won't vote in millennials, and they're right. They're right not to.
No, give us power, please. We'll abuse it in silly ways.
And
this does leave us with our official party nominees for 2024. And I hate to say it, Una, I'm cautiously optimistic.
oh my God, Dusty, you.
I know, right? And so first we have the vice presidential nominee, Stephanie Cholensky. Of the 7 candidates, Stephanie is the only one to run solely for vice president. And currently she works as a biochemistry researcher at the University of Minnesota.
She's smart enough to know that you shouldn't go for the spotlight.
Right. And I think she's way too busy to go for the spotlight right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
So prior to working at the University of Minnesota, she worked as a researcher in protein production at the Center for Integrated Chemical Biology and Drug Design at the University of North Carolina. According to ResearchGate, she has been involved in 24 studies that have been publicized, which has been cited in other works 521 times.
I mean, can I vote for her right now? I'm sold already.
I mean, first you might want to read her most recent work, which was published in May, in ACS Chemical Biology, entitled Protac Linkerology Leads to an optimized bivalent chemical degrader of polycomb repressive complex 2 components.
Listen, I didn't hear eugenics once in that sentence. I'm sold.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound bad. And just reading that made my brain so smooth. No clue what any of that says, but it sounds really great. Also, Stephanie has like that badass kind of purple hair that isn't neon purple. It like blends black and purple at the same time.
So cool.
It's fucking great. She seems rad as hell. But she has also been the catalyst of the majority of the party's recent success. This is because as she's moved around for school and work, she founded local chapters of the SP USA wherever she went. In total, she has founded the Denver local chapter, the Northern Piedmont, North Carolina chapter, and the Twin Cities chapter, which she had to do twice.
Because there are 2 cities.
Shut the fuck up. Yes, one for St. Paul and one for Montego or Mankato. That's the fuck. Oh my God, Minnesota towns. I'm gonna fight you between cardamom and that joke. I am going to fight you. And so after founding the Twin City chapter for the second time, she was behind the 3 winning campaigns in Minneapolis and pushed people to run for office. She has pushed someone to run for office in North Carolina as well, which apparently was a very close election. But she has figured out how to take this fledgling third political party and win elections on the local level.
Oh my God, this woman.
She's incredible. I would say I'm so disappointed she's not running for president, but I get it.
I get it. Yeah. But I also God, I just want to be closer and closer to a world where the vice president or the president is a woman who has already lived experience of having men talk to her about her own field of research. It's like, that's the level of STEM I want. I like
right.
Women in science. I want you to get your due.
Yeah. So since we're running short on time, I'm cutting down how much I'm going to read from her questionnaire because she answers everything so in depth. But one of the questions that is asked is, how are you going to square class struggle and identity politics, since that's such a big issue in this? And her answer is probably for me, it's going to be the quote of this election season. It's probably one of the best things I've read. Quote, intersectional socialist feminism is the main reason I joined the SPUSA instead of another party or group, and I am proud of our socialist feminist history. Capitalism feeds off and perpetuates all forms of bigotry, but eliminating capitalism in and of itself won't necessarily destroy all forms of bigotry. If this were true, this same bigotry wouldn't be so prevalent within socialist groups today. Struggle against white supremacy, patriarchy, homophobia, ableism, and all other forms of systemic oppression should never be painted as distracting from the fight against capitalism. All are vital to the struggle against capitalism. Just as perpetuating bigotry is essential to fascism, smashing bigotry is essential to socialism.
She said it.
It's perfect. It is fucking perfect.
And also, yes, good on her for like pointing out that sometimes the call is coming from inside the house.
Right. That is the thing that has been driving me buck wild for our past episodes, that every single one of these parties always say stuff that sounds good, but then have this hidden history of bullshit and nightmare fuel. And she's out here being like, yeah, they're all fucking bad, huh?
Yeah. Kind of like they're all interconnected, huh?
Right. Right. It's almost like they want to just do a class war so we don't fix the things they like to do. And as for things that she disagrees with in the party platform, she does mention the fact that there's not really a pro or a real strong vaccine statement. And she stated that she's not happy about that, but she's more than happy to lead with the sentiment that whether or not you want to get a vaccine, that vaccine should be free.
Hey, that's great. That's a good middle ground.
Yeah, but where she draws the line is with people saying that there should be an outright ban of GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So she notes that if there is an outright ban on GMOs, you're pretty much destroying all modern biochemistry in one fell swoop. Because you need GMOs to be able to make new drugs and do biological research. And just to create any sort of new advancements within the field, you need GMOs.
Yeah, teach us, ladies. Get us out of our homeopathic clean eating mentality.
So it's pretty great seeing her run, and her also noting that like I know how to win these elections, at least locally, and if our goal is to expand the party in this election, not so much win, then that's something I can do. That's an achievable goal.
Yeah, flex a little.
Yeah, but who is running for president? Una, let me introduce you to a guy named William Stodden of Ames, Iowa. Now,
Ames, go Cyclones.
God damn it, you're right. So William Stodden of Ames, Iowa is not to be confused with Bill Stodden of Southern Illinois. They look very similar.
Incredible.
The difference is Bill Stodden of Illinois runs a YouTube channel called Wildcat Willie, where you can just kind of chill out to the ASMR of a dude harvesting soybeans and talking about old tractors.
What?
Chill as fuck. I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'm going there right after this.
Yeah, it's great. And yeah, apparently he works at the University of Southern Illinois as like an advisor to the ag program. It's nice. You know, he seems like a pretty good dude, but completely different individual. So as for Bill, I'm going to use his own words to explain who he is. Quote, I am a socialist. I believe that the two-party system is fundamentally flawed, and we will not get anywhere in this society by continuing to attempt to work within it. I hold a PhD in political science, and my dissertation is on the decision-making process involved in the decision to stabilize governments. I am currently the executive director of a small nonprofit here in Ames that gives people emergency food, rent and utility assistance, and works to prevent homelessness. I was asked to consider standing as a candidate for this office because I am an ardent supporter of normalization of relations between the US and Cuba. But additionally, I believe that the government ought to nationalize basic necessities such as food, housing, and medicine, and provide a national jobs guarantee through mandatory national civilian service. Additionally, I'm unconditionally in support of reparations for chattel slavery and Jim Crow to American descendants of slaves, and reparations for the brutality, theft, and rape of the US conducted against the Native American nations across this continent. And believe that making Americans whole for the wrongs this society has done is an imperative which must happen before revolution and socialism, so that we can move together as one people with an equal stake in the health and well-being of our nation. And I will not move an inch off that position.
Yeah.
So Bill's been a member of the party since at least 2001, and notes that he joined after leaving the Marine Corps, and credits the Marines with giving him his first taste of socialism.
Interesting.
Yeah, he notes that, you know, it's not a perfect analogy because there are definitely tiers in the military, but when he was in the military, quote, all basic needs were met: housing, food, medicine, education, and a clothing allowance, which allowed us to focus on what we were there to do.
I love that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I mean, he does note the next time around that there was still a class structure because no one was allowed to talk to officers. and
Good
they were
Lord.
definitely deciding everything. So it wasn't like it was an equal society of any sort.
But the
But I
fact that
get
he
where
was
he's
able,
coming from.
yeah, and the fact that he was able to like make that connection,
Right,
I think
right.
it's incredible.
And so when he left the Marines, he became very anti-war during the War on Terror. He admits he left the party in 2008 in order to vote for Barack Obama. He claims that he didn't feel right being a member of the party and voting for Barack Obama instead of Brian Moore. Then when Barack Obama wasn't as anti-war as he had hoped, he rejoined the Socialist Party USA.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, and that's pretty much his story, is that he, he's a former Marine. He's a single dad with 2 teenage kids. God bless him.
Oh,
Working at this, as he describes it, small nonprofit.
yeah.
But that being said, this ticket is a step up from people that we have talked about. Stephanie has not outed a sexual assault victim on Twitter. So she's already one of the best vice presidential leftists we got.
Yeah, no, I want her leading my life
Seriously.
ASAP.
All right, I'm going to send you a picture of Stephanie just because it's like, she's like that quintessential millennial I think all of us were friends with in high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Like, I look at her and she's like, all right, she knows all the good deals at Hot Topic. She knows where to get Warped Tour tickets before everyone else does. And yeah, I don't know. I'm making a lot of assumptions. I think so far this is definitely one of the best tickets that we've looked at.
I agree. Good job, SPUSA.
Yeah, just get on the ballot, guys. I would really appreciate it if you're on the ballot in more than 2 states this year. I know it's a lot to do, especially when your membership is maybe in the thousands.
I just want more local election options.
Right?
Like,
It would
start
be fucking
there.
great.
Come to Chicago. My God.
Seriously. Oh my God. Yeah. Fucking get some alderman nominees down here. It'll be great. Not making any fucking promises. I did check. There is not a Chicago chapter of the Socialist Party of the United States. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a lot of free time, but
a couple older persons definitely seem sympathetic to, if they aren't all like outright
there's definitely
listed
DSA members who are in the city council. But yeah, like,
come on, we're one of the most corrupt cities in the country, 4 years running. Woo! And we are a Democratic town. We are ripe for the picking.
It'd be such a beautiful story. Honestly, once the election season is done, if Stephanie gets a job at like DePaul or some shit, I don't know. I do not know what.
Come to University of Chicago.
I wouldn't wish that on her, but but yeah, come down here, make a fucking chapter for Chicago. We'll occasionally make some free time. I don't know, no promises. I'm socially awkward nowadays, but it'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so that's the ticket for the Socialist Party USA. Any thoughts or feelings at the end of that?
I mean, again, the thoughts and feelings are like, guys, get local, please.
Well, they are
more local.
Oh, more local. Yeah.
More local.
I agree. Like, Stephanie has the key. She's figured this the fuck out.
Yes.
It's working at a local level. And if we can just, I don't know, clone her or like train more people to be like her in these local elections, some really cool stuff could happen.
So, yes, because I agree. Like, so many of the issues that the party's plank brings up, they can't be righted without like huge, I don't want to say revolutionary, but like a huge change at the federal level.
Right.
Granted. But at the same time, it's like, but we can't have an all or nothing approach. And so many of these is like, a lot of them could start off locally and then you get more people on board. And then next thing you know, it makes more sense that, like, of course we would have a socialist third party, across the states.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. I mean, everything feels very desperate right now. And I get the desperate need of wanting everything right now. But if we're going to go about this shit optimistically, which I don't know if I could recommend, but if we do, like, you get people in these abandoned regions to get used to the idea of what socialism really means, at least in this facet, and show them that it actually is helpful. I've been looking at the Alabama primary election, which filing closes on the 10th, which I think is the day this episode comes out. But it's looking like the Democratic Party of Alabama is going to be running in 2 out of the 7 congressional districts, and just isn't running anyone else in any place where they know they'll lose. They've just completely abandoned large swaths of the state.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Alabama is like an easy state to
turn
socialist, but there are definitely people there who have been abandoned. And there are definitely people who are not conservative, who deserve to have a voice. And if the Democrats aren't going to do it, you might as well roll those dice and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Man, ending on a happy note is weird. I don't like this. I'm used to just being bummed out and raging and then having difficulty going to bed.
You can always read about Palestine when we
God
sign
damn
off.
it. Fuck. You're right. That's all I have to do. Either way, guys, we're going to be off for Thanksgiving week because it's a friggin' holiday.
Eating some turkey.
Oh, man. The most difficult thing to make. Yeah, we're going to be hanging out with family and just taking time off for that. But we will be back in December, and I'm going to say it out loud so I can't back out, with a certain Donald Trump possibly going to jail after these
Fingers crossed.
I think it's important for us to talk about the very first presidential candidate who ran from jail, a little fellow by the name of Eugene Vincent Debs.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be one of our long ones. It's probably going to be all of December, but, I want to
Merry Christmas.
I want to get in on this before everyone on Twitter decides they're experts on Eugene Debs because they had like one beer from Revolution and read a book.
God damn it.
No.
So we'll see you at Revolution Brewery. Yeah. You can find Dusty at Revolution Brewery on Milwaukee reading a book.
Just drinking coffee stouts till the end of days.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all, thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you next time. You're on Gadfly. Happy music.
Wow.
Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?